and welcome to a Nice 82 special. Here we have the special edition, brand new Lima made Eurostar tram. As you've probably heard, the Eurostar International, the company that operates the Eurostar services between London and Paris, has been having some financial difficulties over the past decade. And so one way of tackling those financial problems is to introduce a brand new service. That service is going to be the Eurostar tram. So as you can see here, we've got one of the brand new concept units that's due to be launched on the line. It's really quite a radical unit, and it's nice to see that Lima is still going and have actually managed to churn out this particular model. They didn't need any help from Hornby or Batman. Lima is still going good and strong, and they've churned out this really rather special Eurostar unit, as you can see just there. It is the EuroTram. It is actually printed there in a really posh typeface by the big computers at Lima. It says EuroTram. So it's definitely EuroTram. Why would anything lie about that? That's just naughty. And it's really quite a phenomenal concept, as I'm sure you'll agree. If I just open up the box here and show you what this unit is like, you can see that the packaging is really high quality. The breakage in the perspex window is because of ventilation. Basically, this unit is so radical and can overheat that ventilation is needed to help keep the unit cool and stop it from exploding. So that is, again, another brilliant design concept by Lima, which we can just put to one side. So if I just get the unit out then, really gently, I mean, just look at this, folks. What an aerodynamic marvel of design is this. I mean, look at that. It's like something from the future, isn't it? It's like something from a RoboCop film or a Total Recall or, I don't know, Terminator film or something. Just a radical concept. Aerodynamics are obviously very important. So down here where you've got the air ram, the air rushes past, shoots alongside the end of the locomotive, and then that's it. It's gone. There is no more train. It's beautifully aerodynamic. It's designed to just glide right through the air as it shoots between London and Paris. Now, there was one slight oversight in the design of this radical new concept, and that's that they forgot to put any seats in. But do you know what? It's not really a problem, is it? I mean, who rides trains anymore anyway? I hear that cars and planes and even horses and carts are making a comeback. They're taking over. So we're not going to be riding on trains very soon. Pretty much they will just be for train spotters and rail enthusiasts. So their sole purpose basically is just to shoot all around the world whilst we watch and photograph them, and occasionally step onto the tracks and get in the way and almost ruin everybody's day. But that is the new concept Eurostar I've gone with. They realised that they had forgotten to put seats in. But it was such a radical concept. It was so cool, guys, that they just thought, to heck with it. Let's carry on. Let's design and build this. And here we have the brand new Lima model of this. They are the first company to bring this out. Hornby and Batman and Dapple and Helgen are really jealous because they didn't win the contract. You know, Lima put in the most amount of money, they won the contract. So here it is, the brand new EuroTram. So basically, you've got some doors at the end here. That's just there, and then there's another one here. That's where the driver gets in there, and then the ticket inspector / train manager guy gets in this end. As it's cruising underneath the English Channel, I think it's called, and then in France it's probably called the French Channel. I don't know. Basically, the guy walks, past all the engine equipment, gets to this end, asks if the driver's got a ticket. He goes, "Yep, here you go." He goes, "Cheers," clips it, and then walks back and sits down again. So, again, another fantastic design there by the people at Eurostar with the new EuroTram. Really revolutionary. Detail-wise, they've done a really good job. There is a bit of an ominous join down the centre of the unit there, it has to be said. But we'll overlook that because the rest of it is just so fantastic. I don't know if it's going to light up. we'll put it on the track in a moment and see. It does look like it even comes with a few dead flies at the end. I have just managed to push the body in a little bit too far, but that's just part of the tilting mechanism. It's just really, really keen, so you just have to get used to that. So Lima are even introducing weathering now in the form of dead flies stuck to either end of the unit. In a weathering first, you actually do get included crushed and squashed insects on the end of the unit as well. It is typically flies, but there's a premium model where you can find like half of a dead cow sprung all the way across the front of the unit just there. So do keep your eyes peeled for that particular unit. You may be wondering what our cow is doing in the Channel Tunnel, but you'd have to take that up with Eurostar International. I couldn't possibly comment. This end is really clear. As you can see, there's just the odd little scratch. Basically, when the unit gets to France, it goes around in a massive loop and then goes back again. So basically, it only ever travels in one direction. Again, a revolutionary new concept there from the people at EuroTram. I do believe EuroTram is meant to become a division of Eurostar, so do keep your eyes peeled for these. And if they're really successful, they do have plans to roll them out in our city centres. So you could be saying goodbye to all those really rubbishy slow trams that do about 15 miles an hour if you're lucky, and you could be saying hello to these as they shoot past the high street at about 186 miles per hour. They are based on the tried and tested Class 373, which is a phenomenal EMU. Well, it's not really an EMU, but it kind of is, I suppose. It has units at both ends. Really, really powerful big electrical motors that drop the current down so that it can run the wheels and axles and stuff. They're really fast, really nice. In France they're called the TGV, but TGV just stands for Train à Grande Vitesse, I think. Basically high-speed train. It's the French version. It's the French for high-speed train. So yeah, there you go. They've even included, Lima have been good enough to include the coupler on the end. The reason for that is because there are even plans to launch freight services using this particular unit. There's lots of newspapers and milk bottles and things that need to travel between London and France daily because France can't actually produce any milk of its own, and it's just obsessed with British newspapers. So basically that's what the freight service is for. So again, keep your eyes peeled for that. It should make for some interesting photographs on Instagram. There's not much more to say really. They've done a really good job. I like the detail. I like the weathering, with the dead flies, and that system of tilting is just so realistic and so keen that I think the only thing left to do is to put this unit on the track and see how well it runs. So here we are at the test layout in the conservatory. Thank you for joining me and continuing to watch this incredibly 100% factual video. This is the EuroTram. I'm just going to put it on the tracks nice and gently. You can see that I've already left some mega boxes on the outer loop so that we can test its freight capabilities. Just get that to couple up. It just needs a little bit of encouragement. There we go. So it's also good. The mega boxes are full of giant stones, bulk ore, as you know, and that makes this particular video even more realistic because France can't produce stone itself. It doesn't actually have any rocks. The entire country floats on a gigantic sheet of polystyrene. So this is prototypical is the word. This is actually what you're going to see if you travel down there into London and into Kent. You will see these EuroTram units soon delivering stone to France so that they can make cakes with them. So there we go. This is the EuroTram. I'm sure you'll agree it looks phenomenal. An incredible concept. Should make absolutely loads of money. If you'd like to see it run, give the video a thumbs up and I will get it running for you.
This train terminates here. Please ensure that you take all your belongings with you when you leave the train. Thank you for travelling with us today.